Well, partners on a project aimed at bringing Canadian hydropower to the New England power grid are trying to sort out how cost increases during lengthy litigation will be shared. A provision in a spending bill that was being considered by the Massachusetts House today would allow the contract to be renegotiated to account for the extra costs. The Massachusetts Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs still want to move forward. The project was originally going to be fully funded by Massachusetts ratepayers, but the additional costs could be shared by developers.